Indiana, Licensed Timber Buyer Bond. What is a licensed timber buyer bond? A licensed timber buyer bond is a type of surety bond required by the Indiana Department of Natural Resources, or DNR, for individuals or companies engaged in the business of buying timber from private landowners. Essentially, it acts as a guarantee that the timber buyer will comply with the laws and regulations governing timber transactions in the state. Why is it required? The requirement for a licensed timber buyer bond is rooted in the need to protect landowners and the environment from unscrupulous timber buyers. Without proper oversight, there's a risk of timber buyers engaging in practices that harm forests, exploit landowners, or fail to fulfill their financial obligations. How does it work? When a timber buyer applies for a license from the Indiana DNR, they must also secure a licensed timber buyer bond from a surety bond provider. This bond functions as a three-party agreement. Principal, the timber buyer who purchases the bond and agrees to abide by the terms and conditions outlined in the bond agreement. Obligé, the Indiana DNR, which requires the bond as a condition for granting a timber buyer license. The obligé can make a claim against the bond if the timber buyer violates the terms of the bond agreement. Surety, the company that issues the bond and guarantees payment to the obligé in the event of a valid claim. The surety also assesses the financial strength and reliability of the timber buyer before issuing the bond. How much coverage is required? The amount of coverage required for a licensed timber buyer bond in Indiana varies depending on the timber buyer's annual purchases. The minimum bond amount is $5,000, and the maximum is $50,000. The specific amount is determined by the DNR based on the timber buyer's anticipated annual purchases. To know more, please visit swiftbonds.com.